Hi, everybody. Welcome in to this video. It is Friday. We are here to rank 8-bit Nintendo games. That's right. It's time to scientifically continue to build this list that is over 420 games strong. We ended last week's episode with 422 games on the list, and there are hundreds left to go. If you would like to help determine the order, nudge the order of games being played in your direction, you can absolutely do that. Head over to patreon.com/Jeff Gerstmann for more details on how you can join the Gerstmann Advisory Panel. And then you can suggest games. All of this week's games were suggested by y'all. And we're here to rank it. I drank half of an iced coffee. It was bad. All right, it's iced espresso. I don't know what the fuck. What is some kind of iced coffee drink with like some kind of brown sugar something. It's not very good. Like the coffee part of it was not very good. The flavor that is supposed to mask some of the coffee flavor was not super great either. So, I don't know. I drank half of that. And now here we are. Here we are at the bottom of the list. In 422nd place, we have Raid 2020. An amazing, an astounding cartridge. We take it up through the list here. You know, what's our midpoint? What would that be? That would be like 211. What's the middle-ish of the list look like? Pinbot. Yeah. Sure. Yeah, Pinbot. Like, yeah. You could play Pinbot. It's okay. It's like a tolerable rendition of a great pinball machine, I suppose. But yeah, what if we expand this out? Yeah, this is yeah. I mean, if we really think about, you know, this kind of chunk of the list right here, this is a sensible middle ground for right now. I would say this is better. Like, this is not a dividing line. This is not a like, oh, the bottom half of the list is all bad. It's more like these games are acceptable and they stay acceptable until we kind of get. Maybe, well, I don't know. Can we even find it here? I was going to say Captain Skyhawk because that was kind of the original dividing line back when the list was much smaller. But you know, like Hudson's Adventure Island is not like a bad game. Yo Noid is certainly not a bad game. But when we get down here, like maybe Three Stooges is kind of the, you know, everything south of Three Stooges. Like there's a real. You know, it does kind of go south, but you know, maybe it's Turtles. Maybe everything south of Turtles is kind of ass. I can't sign up for that because Victory Road is not ass. It's a wonderful video game. It's just not very good. Pinball Quest might be it. Pinball Quest is a real middle of the road game. Pinball Quest is a game that I'm torn in both directions on, right? Where I love that game, it's just not very good. In fact, it's actually quite bad. So maybe that is the line here. I mean, Target Renegade is a bad game. That's a bad version of Rampage. But like, we don't get down into just like, hey man, this is some real awful territory. Until we get down into like the Time Lord zone. I feel like that's the dividing line. Like south of the Time Lord is a dangerous stretch of road, to be sure. Yeah, this is a rough part of the list for sure. But if you take it up to the top, our top 5: Mega Man 2, Bionic Commando, Super Mario Brothers, The Legend of Zelda, and Rygar. Wonderful video games. Absolutely wonderful video games. Let's get into it. Let's get into this week's batch. Ian wanted to see this first game. This week's list is heavy on games that I have maybe never seen, including one that I had two that I had never heard of before. So this is we're on an interesting stretch of road here. Ian wanted to see this game. It is from your friends at Taito, the Space Invaders people, and it's a little something called Demon Sword. That's a truly demonic sword. Look at this fucking thing. It's a terrible sword. This music is awful. This music is the oral equivalent of that sword. If that sword could sing, if that was a singing sword, that is the song it would play. All right. Oh, we're just in it. Okay. Okay. Oh, it's up to jump. Oh, is this like a really... What is this insane fucking Legend of Kage fucking coded... The jumping feels terrible. But yeah, this feels very much like in some region of the world it is known as a direct sequel to The Legend of Kage, because this, between the up to jump, like all the attacks are absolutely like they absolutely sat themselves down and said, let's try to make another one of those. Which is weird. I'm going to play it the exact same way I played that, which is to constantly swing the sword. So if I double tap, I'll get running. You can kind of haul ass in this game. But is this like, do I need to... Oh, I lost my... Oh! Yes, bow to me as you are dead. The bird will save you. Oh. Okay. Okay, I'm good. So in Legend of Kage, you kind of just, like, you jump around and go wherever and kill people until the level ends. But I do wonder if this is more of a traditional run to the right kind of thing. The jump feels terrible compared to Legend of Kage. But also it's a little more nuanced. Like you have a little bit more air control, but like that doesn't translate to good control. Okay, this looks like we're looping. Oh, no, we're not. We got to the end of a thing. But it looked like it was looping. I don't know. Let's try and play it, and see how that goes. See, like, some of the air control stuff feels, like, bad. Okay. I really don't like the way this game feels. Okay, we've got 2 balls, 2 keys, 0 E. Ah, no, that's a terrible... No, come on. Look at this fucking guy. Oh, God. Oh, come on. The range on your attacks sort of sucks, and so like having enemies get close to you is not ideal. Just run up behind this skeleton man and strike him down. It's weird because like you are running to the right to start a boss fight, but like the terrain... Oh, look at that. Some kind of weird door. Okay, so I can use whatever that is. Somehow? Oh, okay, select. It's this weird feeling of like you get going really quickly and then you can't always handle what's coming at you because if you really get moving quickly. And so the game would benefit from just like more health recovery. opportunities, I guess I would say. Okay, apparently I picked up a power-up that made my attack worse. Right. Is this where I was? This is a different... I thought this was a different door, but... Great, I got more of those. It's the thing that the Legend of Kage actually nails, is that, like, I'm gonna move super fast and jump super high, and like, I'm not gonna see enemies until the last minute, but, like, you can still deal with them. Here, a lot more of these enemies take 2 hits, and so you're just kind of, like, hopping around taking a little damage as you go, and that's a little weird. Like, this is a cool feeling when it works, but then you land in a tree, and the in-tree movement is so slow. Okay. Gonna go all out all the time. Apparently we ran out of multi-directional ninja stars. Okay, he was not having it with my stand here and swing the sword forever tactics. What the f- I had like full life, didn't I? Like, you just... I landed bad, and that's that, I guess. No, get away. He says. Mark Twain looking ass. Oh shit. Skullbird, no! I like this game's weird thing. Am I supposed to just skip this? I'm not gonna. I'm gonna watch this bird go. So I guess as I get length on this sword, it becomes probably more useful, which is, you know, neat, I guess. I think a lot of these level layouts are kind of bad that we've seen so far. They seem very repetitive in a way that makes you feel like you're looping around, and then suddenly there's a boss fight. It's just kind of weird. All right, yeah, I'll take another one of those. Should I just sit here and kill people for power-ups, or like what's the? I guess what I'm saying is their attempt to build an expanded Legend of Kage here is interesting, but not. I don't think I would call it successful. It does not feel as good to hop around and murder, to swing this sword over and over again as it did in that game. Ah! Okay. Now what? Oh. So I can't use any of this. It looks like I could use these. But those are supposed to be life power-ups, so do they automatically activate when I run out of life? Like, is that the... Yeah, okay. And then when it refilled, it used them, and now I have 2 blocks. It's a really weird system. That it's not like, hey, you pick this up and you immediately get a second block on your thing, you know? That sphere management happens automatically. It's just kind of strange. Because it means you never really know how much life you have. Unless you sit there and do the math of like, well, I've got 2 blocks of life right now, and I've got one of these spheres and one of these spheres. That means when next time I run out, it's going to do this. And it's just sort of... It's a... That's a bad system. Like, you want to know where you stand. You want to know what you got. It also means that the play is to, you know, sit here and do this. You know? It's to just sit here and spin. Because you're probably getting more power-ups than you're losing by doing this. And so it's probably worth it for me. I mean, let's just find out. Yeah. I mean, I can sit here and just sphere up. All right, now that I got 4 of those and 1 of those, what happens when I run out of... Come murder me, man. What are we doing? What the fuck? Come on now. Come on now. Kill me. Okay, so that dropped us to 1 of those and 0 of those, and now I have 3 pips on my life bar. Does that mean if I run out of life now without enough pips to restore it, does it drop back down to 1? I think it does. I think I saw that happening. This is a really strange way to do it with the life meter. They made some choices here. Oh, so are these like beta? Yeah, so if you take too long, I assume what's happening here is if you take too long, the murder cats come. The murder dinosaurs. And come and do their thing. And now I have 0, 0. Oh, but I still have my 3 pips of life. So yeah, dude, like it's totally to your best interest to sit here and swing on them and sphere up. Like this kind of seems like objectively the right way to play this game. Is to not just run to the right and do fucking cool shit. Anyway, that's this. What is this? That's Demon Sword. I had no idea. You know, they have made they've done remakes of The Legend of Kage. Like they've done stuff with that franchise over the years. But rarely it's not, they have not done it well. That is not a franchise that they have cared for over the years. There's like there's like wasn't there like an Xbox Live Arcade? There was like some remake of it that exists in, maybe it was on PS2, like some Taito Memories collection where they did like this super budget, crummy remake of it, and put it in there, and it's just rotten. So I'm having to separate, like, so, you know, I think The Legend of Kage is a fantastic arcade game. It's very simple. It is not the deepest game in the world. It is, you know, you are mashing that sword button because it kind of keeps you safe. You want to keep that thing spinning. And for the most part, that's true here as well, but there are more enemies that seem like they get a hit on you if you jump into them. And so if you are spinning it, you might still take some hits. Whereas in the original game, this is not necessarily a direct sequel to that game, but that is the thing they were trying to make. Yes, there's a Legend of Kage 2 that shipped on DS, and I don't remember that game being very good, but that's a long time ago. I'd have to go back and play it, But yes, one of the Taito Legends collections, I believe, across multiple platforms, ended up having some kind of. Oh, how did I end up here again? What button did I press that put us here again? Oh well. So yeah, I mean, this is like this feels like an early attempt at them for them to try to expand upon the Legend of Kage, and I would be very interested in kind of comparing the credits of this game to the original and kind of see if there's any kind of shared. Or to even look at the Japanese version to see if it is a little more directly related to that game than we see here, because this is kind of this is more or less their first attempt at a sequel, or at least a spiritual successor. And so I wonder if you look at this and then look at obviously years later with the second game on the DS, like, does this exist as some kind of weird middle point between those two games? That would be an interesting bit of research to do. Perhaps I will embark on that journey in my spare time. But I love The Legend of Kage. It's a fantastic video game. It always was. Taito knew how to make them for a while there. There was an era there in arcades where they were making cool ass games, and this is less cool. And so I appreciate their attempts to expand upon it and give it a little bit of inventory and a little bit of like there's like those bits and pieces of like, hey, let's try to make a console game out of this concept and figure out what we can do. But at the end of the day, I those boss fights are pretty anemic, and the in-game, like the level design is terrible, terribly repetitive, and just very flat, very, very, just like it is ostensibly a game where you are running to the right, but it's easy to get confused because of how repetitive each individual level is within itself. It's not like level 2 is like level 1. It's more like level 1 is the same 2 screens of territory stamped over and over again until there's a boss fight, which is an interesting way to go. It makes me wonder if there is a certain like, hey, this is going to loop forever until you kill enough guys, or because getting the boss to come out in Legend of Kage was a bit of a process. It wasn't just run to the right and fight a guy there. It was like, you got to hang out and kill a bunch of people, and then eventually the fire-breathing weird dude will come out and you have to murder him as well. So it makes me wonder if there's anything there. It looks like the Japanese version of this game had a lot more in it that got cut for the North American release, which is a bummer. It's always a bummer when that happens. So maybe it was a mercy killing. Who can say? We'd have to do the work and take a look at that version as well. But this game is like, I find this game intensely interesting as someone who had not heard of it until just now. Like, the idea that this game exists at all and that there was some sort of attempt to try to follow up on the gameplay concepts, if certainly not the setting or anything, of The Legend of Kage, like to try to do that again on the Famicom and whatever else. I think that's a really compelling sentence or two you could tell me. I'd be like, no shit, really? Oh, I got to check that out. But now that we have checked that out, yeah, it's not so good. It's not so good. It kind of poops on the legacy of the original game a little bit on top of all that. But where's that go on our list? This game's not terrible. You could certainly do worse, but I think there's design concepts about how they are handling power-ups and all that stuff, as we saw. I think that some of those concepts are ill-conceived. The way the life meter works, the way your power-ups work, like a lot of that stuff just feels bad. Music very repetitive. Nice that they have a different tune when you're invincible. but the music was the music was the sound there that was actually hurting me the most. Because if you've played a lot of Legend of Kage, you're used to hearing that sword swinging noise over and over again like that. Though it feels like more of a swing. It feels like you're cutting wheat in that game. It feels like more of a shuk shuk shuk. Like it's. So even that aspect of the game is worse. But where does this go on our list? It's certainly no Xanac. I mean, if you're going to sit here and tell me the Guardian Legend, like, no, it's not as good as the Guardian Legend. For sure. It's no Karnov. Demon Sword is worse than Abadox. It's worse than Arkista's Ring. It is worse than Die Hard. Is Demon Sword better or worse than Rambo? It's worse. Rambo was... Rambo has its own set of issues for sure, but it ultimately it ends up being just a much more fascinating experience than Demon Sword is for sure. It's kind of this is looking kind of right here. This is feeling like it's no Iron Tank. Iron Tank is just some good, clean fun. Much like Cabal, another Taito classic elevator action here. Yeah, this is going to end up being a weird situation where like, yeah, I don't know. Because this is, where is Legend of Kage on this list? Because it's a lot lower. Yeah. So let's think about this. All right, Rambo. It's worse than Elevator Action. It's worse than Golgo 13. I think this was the sticking point for me a minute ago, where it was like, okay, I would rather probably engage with Demon Sword than with Robin Hood Prince of Thieves, but Robin Hood Prince of Thieves is like just scientifically a more intriguing game. Like there's just more going on. It's well made for what it is. It's surprising in some ways as to how kind of cool Robin Hood is. But there's something about that, like, hey, here's this kind of lost spiritual successor to Legend of, like, that to me is very interesting. But it's not as good as Kid Nicky, which is a very straightforward arcade game, of course. Also kind of a game where you just mash that sword button over and over again and hope for the best. Until you get to the boss that deflects your sword. Anyway, it's the whole thing. Kid Nicky is a better game. I guess the thing is I don't know that I think that the Legend of Kage for the NES is, it's not my favorite version of the game. And so asking the question, is this better or worse than the Legend of Kage, is kind of a hard one, because it's not as good, but it technically has more in it. But it doesn't even feel as good as the Famicom version of that. Like, no, it's It's no Hide Lied. If we want to talk about games that are like maybe mechanically kind of raw, but absolutely hyper fucking interesting, like Hide Lied is the game that defines that, Hide Lied, not much to look at, not much to play, but like rad. The level of depth inside of that insane, simple looking package is fascinating as hell. But Demon Sword is not as good as Jaws. It's no Solstice, the quest for the staff of Deimos. Karate Champ's a better game. Is Demon Sword better or worse than Dino Wars Destruction of Spondylus? Spondylus? This is kind of close, man. This is no, it's not as good. It's not as good. It's worse. It's worse. It's worse than Mylan's Secret Castle. Millennium? At no point did I bump head to find box, is what I'm saying. It's man. So like I'm jumping through. I'm like trying to do the math here on this and really think this through, because it's hard for me to say that this is a better game than The Legend of Kage, because I think The Legend of Kage is just a better, more interesting set of, challenges. It's extremely straightforward as an arcade game, but the power-ups themselves are not very interesting in that game. It's like you get you get bigger, I think you get like bigger ninja stars. I think that's about it. And then a different colored vest, so you do more damage, or you can take a hit. I think it's armor. I think you can take a hit without dying. This is how it works in that. And so it's like intensely straightforward. There's really only kind of three types of levels in the game, and it repeats very, it's an arcade game. There's not a ton of depth there. So this is probably like ever so slightly better than that, but we need to compare it to the games to figure that out for sure. Super Off-Road's a better game. James Bond Jr. is a better game. But this is better than Base Wars. It's better than Base Wars, so by the transitive property, it is better than The Legend of Kage. That's not that. Yeah, it's better than Toxic Crusaders. It's better than Defender 2. It's better than Ski or Die. But like this is hair splitting territory right here for sure. Like, is it better than Ski or Die? Like, sure, but not so much that you'd notice. It's better than Spiritual Warfare, and so it's better than Legend of Kage, and it's better than Base Wars. It is not as good as Conquest of the Crystal Palace, which again is not an endorsement of Conquest of Crystal Palace so much as it is saying that these games are so close together. Demon Sword, our new number 214. Tricky. But that's how the science works, That's why you got to let the science work for you. I saw someone earlier saying, "Oh, Battletoads is too low." No, it's not. You might like Battletoads more than that, and that's okay. But scientifically speaking, the science states that Battletoads is where it is. Okay. Let's move on. Hack Mantis wanted to see this game. This game has come up a few times, and, it's almost Super Bowl season. And so we find ourselves turning to thoughts of pigskin action. Here's a game that is simply called NFL. Well, so far, this is a little jam. From your friends at LJN, the symbol of quality. Yes, I would like to play a two-players game. I like that the music hitches when I... Well, I mean, let's play the Super Bowl. What do I want? The AFC or the NFC? I don't know. The NFC? 88. Who was good in 88? Was this, I guess, were the Niners good here? Or is this after they were good? This would be like... I don't know, man. We can go with different team packages. Give me that rated C quarterback. Remix. Upgrade select. So I can just like pick one thing that I want to upgrade, but I can only pick one. I don't know. Let's upgrade the defensive line, I guess. Let's play against the Colts. Everyone loves the Colts. There's something about lowercase letters in games of this era that always look fancy to me. Because so few arcade games certainly, but like whenever I see lowercase letters in a game, I think, ooh, fancy video game with all these letters. Oh, God. Am I controlling any of this? Oh, this scrolling is so smooth. Am I playing? Oh, okay, there's a guy with an arrow. Oh, oh God. I'm not picking plays at all. Good. Fumble. Nice work. I can't change players. can't change players at all. That's what they meant to do. That was a good... No, what? Okay, there we go. Okay, I did something. No, I don't want to do... Oh, jeez. This is maybe not going to be the best. Why is my arrow down at the very bottom of the screen? Oh, okay. What? Kill him! What is happening? Wait, I need to... Oh, no. Okay, well, surely you need to read a manual to know which plays to pick. Yeah, we're not gonna get a great return on this one, I think, because my guy is... This scrolling is so fucking amazing. But yeah, I'm sure it's a situation where like the plays came with in the manual or something like that, and so without that, you're sort of passed out. Okay, select calls a timeout. I didn't really want to do that, but... I remember playing this game. I remember having, whether we rented it or whatever the deal was. Did you ever snap the ball? What? Ah, yes. Like as soon as I hit B, that's where I was passing. What the? This is amazing. Picked it off. This is this is really impressive. It is astounding how terrible this is, man. And like that close-up sequence is insane because nothing you do in it matters, because you run backwards to get the ball, but then when it zooms back out to the full view, you're facing the other way and you're running downfield. Like it's like this bubble that doesn't exist inside of the rest of the game. And as soon as I hit B to bring up arrows about where I'm passing, the game slows down even further. And so there, I catch the ball. Now look. Like it's the same basic position, but he's completely turned around and he's heading the other way. You don't see the ball move on the snap either. The quarterback can't pass 10 yards. Kill him, kill him, kill him. Pick it off. Look at this. This was a game they sold for money. And literally it's got the NFL shield on the front of it because that's the full name of the game. I mean, no licensed players. There, here's another hot pitch that just falls to the ground. This is a really cool trick play that the Colts have this season. Illegal motion. I will not reject the penalty. Dude, this is... I knew this game was not good. I knew this game, you know, had achieved a real legacy of, like, check out this bad game. You did it again! It's a fake. Also, when the ball is on the ground, everything slows down. And now look at that. Yeah, now that as soon as he regains possession, the entire speed of the game picks up again. It's fucking crazy. We have a completion. Fourth and 15. Maybe I could have called an audible. Oh, you're just going for it, huh? The hottest football AI in the game. No, whatever. Saved you the indignity by intercepting. I'm having a hard time with this, like as a thing that exists. Oh, pick up the ball! Come on! Could have kicked the field goal there, but instead they decided to go for it on 4th and 15. This is just math. This is just, you know, once you get away from the bullshit culture of football and, like, conventional wisdom, you know that this is the way you're really supposed to play the game. The science of football works out better when you go for it on 4th and 15. Unfortunately, every coach in the NFL is a fucking pussy. What is that? Not at all where I was pointing. What is this pass? What is in this ball? What substance did they put in this ball to make it float like that? Oh, I didn't even get to call a play there. It just went to the screen. Oh, did I give it up? I thought that was first down. What just happened there? Well, did I, like, look away from the screen and... I thought that I had just gotten possession back and that was first down. Did they grab it? There was no one else in that shot, in that screen that... Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know. I probably just looked away. It couldn't be... It's certainly not that broken. Was that me that got it? No. Like, even those screens are sometimes a little tricky to read. Kill him. Kill him. Kill him. Oh, this is... Okay, we did... That was a possession change. "18 inches of daylight." Too bad my ass got sad. Stand up and catch this ball. Well, what is with this pass? 4th and 7. I wouldn't know how to punt if I wanted to. Quarterback in motion before the snap. Very normal. Very normal thing. Okay. Here we go. Ah! No, not at all who I tried to pass to. I'll take it. Go, man. The 50. The 45. The 40. The 30. The 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The 10-second 10-yard dash. He could go. Oh, he does not. Well, now we're fucked. We're never going to score. Never going to have any positive yardage ever again in this game. Are we kicking? What are we doing here? Because the kicks are automatic. Like the kickoff here, just like I push A. They all run up to the line, then the game stops, and then I push A, and this like terrible fucking kickoff happens. I'm guessing maybe if I time it right, it'll be a better kick, but maybe not. Maybe not. What? How the fuck did he catch? Like, that ball was not headed anywhere near him. And he just did the catch animation and then started moving. Meanwhile, there were two of my players in that shot that shouldn't have even been there because they weren't close enough. This is astoundingly bad. Oh, look at this tricky play. College play type shit. I'm leaving that guy open. Doesn't matter. They're not going to hit him. I bet the NFL was pumped. Like seeing some of the other football games that were coming out around the same time as this. Look at that, they kicked the ball. Good bounce for us there. Brr. Good noise. Right up there with the weird bumping noises that happens whenever a play starts. It just goes boom, 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 boom. Like, what is that? Like it's supposed to be the collision, yeah, like the collision of the sounds of football. But it happens before the play even begins. Ah, what the hell? But yeah, the idea that the quarterback can be in motion before the snap, because there is no snap. Like as soon as the play starts, the quarterback just has the football. Like it's broken on a real weird and fundamental level. Which is interesting because, you know, like this is broken in the way that like early football games were broken because the Atari 2600 couldn't handle the actual rules of football, you know, or in television or whatever. And so we're entering an era where like football games are in the process of getting better, but they are not better yet. And the better ones are the ones that are just like fun. They're just like, here's this arcadey style game that we made, you know, like the Tecmo Bowls of the world. How is he even catching that? In that scenario. I'm not going to play a full game of this. We're just going to play to the half because I can't. Fuck you. And my football game said, fuck you. Was that a pick? It looked like it might have been. Yeah. No? Just like actual football, the last plays before the half take an hour to happen. Though here it's not because of television commercials. It's because of suck. Sure. Oh, thought I'd get tricky. I didn't. Passed it back to the line of scrimmage, I guess, there, and... heavy coverage. One yard gain. First down. Would have been nice to know how many yards I gained on that play. Like how far off was I from getting a first down there? Instead, it's just like, and no, you didn't. It's really, this game is really something else, man. Like I said, you hear stories about how bad this game was, and I remember playing it, and I remember this game being bad. I remember both of these games. There was the MLB game that they did, and also this NFL game, and I remember them both just having the shittiest reputation imaginable. But coming back to this and playing it is an astounding reminder. There's no like wiggle out of a tackle type stuff. There's no, it's just like they dive on you. That's it. End of play. All right. That's halftime. Do we get a cool halftime show? Do we get any kind of halftime show? We do not? Okay. You guys are supposed to get that. That's fucking terrible. The silly question, Jeff. Can you change the selected character during the play? No. No, you cannot. You pick prior to the start of the play. It will give you a different player after a completion. So if they complete a pass, you will switch to a nearby player on the other end of that completion automatically, but that's all. The way it changes speeds, like when the ball, after a fumble, the way everything moves way slower. Or the way everything moves way slower when you pull up the, when you're trying to pick who you're passing to. Like the game slows down there also. is really amazing. Like, it takes a game that is already fucking terrible and makes it even worse. Yeah, because you need all that time. You know, you need to slow the action down so you can pick who you're passing to, because it runs at such a breakneck speed otherwise that, you know, you couldn't possibly ever pass the ball if they didn't introduce something like that. That's just good design. We're probably already on the right end of the list here to figure out where this goes. This game is worse than Dash Galaxy and Alien Asylum. This game is worse than Time Lord. It's worse than Mystery Quest. It's definitely worse than Super Pitfall. Worse than Master Chu and the Drunkard Hugh. Or who? It is worse than Major League Baseball, the kind of counterpart to this game that LJN also produced. That is a much more playable game than this, and that's a terrible game. It is worse than Chiller. Absolutely worse than Chiller. It is worse than Swamp Thing. This game is worse than the Great Waldo Search. It is worse than Donkey Kong Jr. Math. Bad Street Brawler has better controls than this. It's worse than the Blues Brothers. Which is a hard thing to say because in my heart, nothing is worse than the Blues Brothers games. Any Blues Brothers video game that has ever been made. Automatically the worst games, but the French just couldn't. It's your friends at Titus, their friends at Titus couldn't stop making them. Your friend Titus couldn't stop making them. My old man really liked the movie The Blues Brothers. And so in order to impress him and try to get him to sober up, I decided that I should make a Blues Brothers game. But first I had to get good at making games, so I made Superman 64. Muppet Adventure Chaos of the Carnival is a better game. Skull and Crossbones is a better game. Circus Caper is a better game. We're entering tricky territory because I've got to make sure that the science speaks here. Now, see, if NFL had the eject shot in it, maybe that would... For all the other bullshit they do with the rules of football, that would fit right in. It's better than the Uncanny X-Men. It's worse than Stack Up. Man. Is this worse? Is this better or worse than the adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle and Friends? I played a fair amount of Rocky and Bullwinkle and Friends, and then I watched an entire block of it being played afterwards, and that's a special type of broken, that Adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle and Friends. This game has better music, that's for sure, even though you don't hear it very often. This is better than The Adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle and Friends. Is NFL better or worse than Robo Demons? Robo Demons, pretty bad game. Pretty bad. A lot of these games down here, pretty bad. Some of them are bad for different reasons, right? You have ill-conceived concepts, ranging from just ill-conceived concepts that are like, you know, functional, to games that are just straight up busted. This is worse than Robo Demons. This is our new number 418. Real, just like amazing. An amazing product from your friends at LJN. This might be LJN's worst work. I mean, well, right now, I mean, yeah, it absolutely is. No, I'm sorry. The Uncanny X-Men is actually worse. No, that's accurate. Yeah, the Uncanny X-Men is definitely a worse game. I have somehow managed to accidentally put a colon into NFL, National Football, the League. Let me fix that on the master document up here. Congratulations to our new number 418, NFL. The Uncanny NFL. Fuck. All right. Raymond wanted to see this next one. I just want to move on. Surely this game will be better than NFL. It's from your friends at Electro Brain. Stanley, The Search for Dr. Livingston from Sculpture Software. 1991. All I know about this game is that it exists. I remember seeing ads for it, but I don't think I've ever seen a minute of this. May 11. Having dispatched my duties at the newspaper once again, I find myself going over Dr. Livingston's notes. By now, no one, including myself, could hope to see Livingston again. Still, I'm haunted by thoughts of what fate may have befallen the good doctor. I've been assigned to the most dangerous news story of my life to determine what happened in the Mazda jungle. Against the well-intended advice of my colleagues and family, I am going to the Mazda. I have vowed to myself that I will complete Dr. Livingston's work. May 14. I'll only be able to take the most important of Livingston's notes with me. I'm hoping that he will have left some sort of trail that I might follow. June 2. At long last, the ship arrives at Port Harkin. With luck, I shall be on the trail of discovery by daybreak. Why does this... Oh. Look at this. Just the smoothness of the motion or lack thereof. Smart of you to bring the helicopter pack. Should I talk to this guy? Can I talk to this guy? Can I punch this? Oh. The ship sails with or without you, Stanley. Don't wait for me, Captain. I'll be staying. I thought you might. Good luck, sir. Jungle surrounded by cliffs. Well, with my helicopter pack, I should have... Is this a backdoor sequel to Hero? Mr. Stanley. Yes. Your supplies are here. But the grapnel and the machete have been stolen. Level is indeed fuck. Okay, if my supplies are here, do I pick something up here? Grapnel. Not a real word. He said my supplies are here, but I don't have anything. He said 2 items were stolen, but still implied that my supplies were here. I don't know. Probably nothing. Viewer entering the jungle. Search for a grapnel. What? Okay. We entered a... Who are you, and why have you come here? I'm looking for the temple. Gasp. What are these weird multiple viewpoints that we've got going on? Good day, ma'am. Hello! What the fuck? What the fuck? Why does everything, like, move like it is made in stop motion? Well, I've only got 2 knives. Do you think I can kill that spider, or... Don't go into the jungle without first speaking with Chilo. Well, if it isn't my old pal Stanley. Sir Geoffrey, I need your help. I'm going to find Dr. Livingston. Can you help me? He stayed with me before entering the jungle. I haven't heard from him since. I told him what I know about the temple, but he knew more. Locals say Ammit still haunts the jungle. Was that all you knew about the temple? You're not going to tell me? Where is this Chilo? Why are we... Why? Excuse me, are you Chilo? Who are you and why have you come here? I'm looking for the temple. Gasp! Good. Good. I selected the knife thinking that I would throw them or something, but... What do you, I throw the knife to the ground? What am I, like, starting a fight? Like, you! Well, I can't jump high enough to get anywhere up here. Can I ride on this, you know, like... Oh, God! Sometimes you got to think, like, you know, hey, Pitfall's a game that existed. It was very influential. I'm gonna punch this cat. No, I'm not. At least it's easy to get back to town. We've got to find this grapnel. What am I, Batman? Can we just call it a grappling hook? Like what? You, boy. Don't go to the jungle without first speaking with Sheila. So I've heard. It's this weirdly exaggerated run cycle too. I kind of love it, but it's so stuttery. Like what the fuck? Are you Chilo? Great. All right, see you later. You kids, you love this guy, this Chilo. You. Nope. Good day, ma'am. Hello. Excuse me, I'm Chilo. I know why you've come. You follow the other one who sought a temple. Yes, can you help me? You must find the grapnel just north of town. The Kelkas mark the path to the temple. Go to each one and obey the keepers. Why do you look like a weird spider dude? Is his dingus out? Like, what is this? Like, kind of looks like he has spider legs. But then kind of looks like he's got a... Goodbye, Chilo. Thank you. All the kids love Chilo. Hey, you're different looking. I can remember Dr. Livingston. I guided him north to the Kelka. Are you the Kelka? Oh, shit. There's a heart up there. I don't know how the fuck I'm supposed to get... You know, if only I had a grapnel. Why does the screen keep flashing? What was that? That bug shocked me. What the f... Was that the grapnel that I've heard so much about? Yeah, I guess so. Are you telling me that I can't even engage in combat when the grapnel is selected because... What? Okay. If I can't use this to hook onto these ledges, then what the fuck is it for? Doesn't seem like it catches the edges of the platform. Will it grab the vine? Doesn't look like it. It has this insane wind up on it, and if I let off of up, like I have to hit. Oh, I can still punch if I crouch. At least there's that. At least I have some attack with the grapple selected. It doesn't grab the item. It doesn't hurt the snake. I don't want to play this anymore. Let's see here. Grapnel and rope. This should be the first item you find. This will allow you to climb perilous cliffs and brave the otherwise out-of-reach places you'll need to explore. This item has to be used in a special way. What do we mean? It has a control all its own. To use it, step close to a wall and push up and B. The hook will not attach to everything, so therefore, everything cannot be scaled. Keep your eyes peeled, spelled incorrectly, for anything that looks like a good support. Is that a good... It was not. That's not. It turns out that was not a good support. Fuck. So, okay, so there's just no going this way, is what I'm being led to believe here. But it's weird because, like, I can go any direction on this map. There's something kind of neat about that. Like, just from a scope and stuff. Like, there's just... Hey, look at that! We jumped up a thing. What the f... Good. And so any area that I've been to before, I don't have to cross again. Which is kind of cool, I guess. Now we're living. No, that did it. I'm surprised this game doesn't have the reputation. I mean, you know, maybe it's just not like if you see the whole thing, maybe it doesn't hold up to that type of scrutiny. But I'm surprised this doesn't have a reputation similar to that of Atlantis Nonazo. I mean, that's legendarily fucked in ways that this game could only dream about. But well, at least we cleared that area. It doesn't look like I can go any further south, but we can go west. Good. Another one of these. Let's try going this way. The fuck is that? I don't think I can pass this unless I could jump higher or something, because I don't think I'll... Yeah, I don't think there's a way for me to... Wow, but there's a cool fist over there. Like, not being... I don't know. Cool. Same exact type of layout as the other one. Yeah. Having these areas that are just like, here's the exact same type of trap that you know, would have fallen into last time. Well, see, was there anything down? No. No. No! 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 I mean, I should go to this temple, right? I mean, there's probably... If I can get there, there's probably something there. You dickhead. And he auto climbs there, which is also not great. Ah, fuck me. Okay. Okay. So even with the fist selected, I can still grapple. I don't have to pick the grappling hook. No, you piece of fucking shit. No, I was trying to catch the... Nah, we're just... They didn't say... They said go north, but they didn't really get... Yeah, this is just this area, and I can't... Oh, God. Well, I was trying to... I'm going to try to jump out there and see if, like... Maybe if I don't land on the gator... That... No, okay. There's just another one there to get you. Yeah, die. Oh, God! Danger. Bridge unsafe. No. Like if you just, you picked the wrong one, you're fucked. It's not like, oh, and you can react and jump off it because you've got a helicopter pad. No, it's just like you're done. Good luck remembering. No, you... No. So it looks like there's maybe two in a row there that are bad. weird. It like will stop me from walking forward into that fish. It treats it like a blockade or something. Okay, so we're pretty sure that the space the fish is on coming up through, and the one after it at least, yeah, is unsafe. Fuck you. Oh, whoops. Maybe it's just when you jump. No, I've walked onto the bridge and had it. It will fall. It will fall when you walk on it. We have tested that. See. It's the trouble with games that have this kind of open level thing is like you're never really sure if you're in the right area or not. Or if you're like, oh, I need another item, or if I had this, or if I had that, or, you know, but the rest of the levels that are available to me don't seem like they are the right way to go. Fuck you. Though they did talk about going north, so, you know, like, I don't know. It seems like any level that involves this, like, body of water to the west is just another area that has this, you know? So it seems like we can't really do anything here. So it seems like it seems like the bridge is the only viable path. Unless we want to try and go up and see if... Yeah, no, that's right. These were the... Yeah, couldn't get over that. Couldn't get over that second one. Because there's just... I mean, I can jump over this one, but this one I cannot. Because I can't get high enough to get through there. Maybe I could go this way from the starting area. No, because I'm not going to be able to get past this snake. Punch the fucking snake, you dipshit. Fuck you. If I punch this snake 100 times, will it die? I'm a real snake puncher. I don't know if you know that about me. It's fun, man. I like video games. It's so cool. So cool you can punch that snake like 100 times. And then have to punch this bug 100 times as well. And if I still had those knives, then maybe there'd be something, but I only had 2 of those, so... Well, now we got some rocks at least. Should I have done something different to get this extra life? Who cares? Let me out of here. So can I go this way and then maybe go... And then after that go north and be in that temple? Oh, God. Nope. Also, their use of just like a heart that gets smaller as you take damage is a really bad way to indicate how much damage you've taken or can take. Sure, if you stared at it long enough, you'd eventually figured it out, but... Alright, so I can't really go that way. I mean, we tried going this way, and this was this fuckhole of a fuck. Oh, you... Right. It has fall damage. Okay, so it seems like I can get whatever that item is. And maybe that'll be something. I don't know. Oh, I need to... Oh, God. Okay, so if I punch those out... and then... Then I can hide on the left side of the spider, and... you fucking... We are having fun with video games. No, come on to the other one and get... Fuck! Turns out instead of mashing, you've really got to time this. No, no. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Nah, you. I felt like I punched this spider for a really long time. And the punch is inconsistent about when it comes out. Okay. Oh, you piece of fucking shit. Fuck. It automatically climbs the grappling hook, by the way. There's not me climbing up right into getting hit. That is, you'd have to time when you attach if you want to, What if I just fucking went, man? Look at that. Yeah, don't grab the ladder or anything when you touch it. Just... You found the bridge map. Wait, is this a wall? No. What the fuck is a bridge map? Is it going to be a map to the spots on this bridge that fuck you up? Well, that might be nice. And I guess it means I need to go back and get whatever the fuck was in that other one of those, because it might be something else useful. Bridge unsafe. That's cool. I've got a map. No? No, this changes nothing? Great. Am I getting intensely lucky, or does the bridge map fix the what? Does it just give me a little bit more time? Evil butterfly. Evil butterfly kicked me out of the level. Oh. Oh, that's fun. This is fun for me. Can't wiggle my way out of it. It's just like, yeah, here's the thing. You just took a bunch of fucking damage. I don't know. Deal with it, dickhead. Dude, this sucks. We can go this way off the bridge, but it's just going to be another, yeah. Now I have to go back and try and get this, I guess, huh? I have to get this fucking stupid item. I'm going to see what this item is. This item right here. And then I'm never going to play this game ever again. I want to die. I just want to die. Go, get down, you piece of fuck. No, no, not there. We don't... Okay, what I need to do is do this, and then bail, and then die, and then say a curse word. I hate myself more than anything here. I just want to lay down. shit. Right, this was that wall that I couldn't do anything with. I mean, just leave me be. This level is chill fuck. This game should have achievements. This game should actually really have retro achievements because it sucks. And I think it's fun when you can find ways to get people to play fucking dog shit video games. God damn it. Stanley, you piece of shit. All right. No, that's what. Oh. What happened? Where am I? Why am I not? What? Did the camera turn off? What happened, man? Hang on. Let me stand up and look. Oh. So Stanley, the search for Dr. Livingston is not it's bad. There are things about it that make me wish it was better. Because there's something interesting about this map, and you can kind of go in any direction, and there are all these different levels, and there's just sort of something happening here, and you're getting into these levels and getting items that you're expanding your tool set ever so slightly as you go, and there's something to it, but everything about it, like from the initial load and the initial movement and just seeing how weirdly stuttery the jump is, like it feels like the game is running at a lower frame rate than it is. Like it feels choppy. It feels like stop motion type stuff, you know? And everything about it feels terrible. Hooking ledges, trying to helicopter jump onto a ledge and missing it, sometimes catching a ledge on a jump that it feels like you shouldn't. The fall distance for death is just a needless pain in the ass on top of everything else. It's like, oh, I need to hit the helicopter to make sure I land okay. Like on its own, that's not a terrible thing, but like in conjunction with everything else, the fall damage becomes a really frustrating thing. Having this dumb bridge and having what seems to be the solution being you get a map and then it just makes it so the bridge kind of maybe is a little friendlier to you, or I just got very lucky on that last run. It's hard to say. We'd have to go back and do further testing with the bridge, which I will never do. Trust me. And so there are aspects of this Sculptured, I think, just bit off more than they could chew on this one. Like, they wanted something that was grander in scope, which is interesting because, the individual levels are very small. Even when we got to that temple that I thought was going to be like, oh, well, clearly, the meat of the game is going to be in these temples. Even that was like 2 screens. And so each individual section of the game is like almost unbearably small, and they rubber stamp similar areas kind of across these early parts of the map. And so it's one of those games that initially seems like very large, and it is bigger than you might think. But as you step through it, you're like, oh, this is the same thing. This is the same bit of jungle that you put in the last one, in the last area. These are the same platform configuration of like, oh, you put a thing here, thing here, thing here. And seeing that stuff kind of rubber stamped around the environment robs it of that sense of size and scope. Where you just kind of look at it and go like, oh, okay, I see how you did this. You did this the way when they said Hellraiser was going to have 100,000 level, whatever, you did it that way. The combat is dismal, man. The combat is really miserable. Like the number of punches it takes, it's like a combination of things, right? The number of punches it takes to take down the average enemy, combined with the range of the punch, combined with the knockback if you get hit, combined with the timing of you mashing the button versus timing the punches out to kind of stun lock your enemies. Like, that aspect of the game is extremely miserable to engage with. And so you get these limited item, knives and rocks and stuff that you are able to throw down and kind of do more damage, but you're not finding a ton of those. And so that feels like a very limited resource, at least here in the what appear to be the early parts of the game. And all of that comes together to like, none of it is satisfying. None of it feels like you're just like quickly making progress. It's just bleh. And more bleh. And then more bleh. Like a lot of other games of this type, I'm sure they mitigate some of that stuff with upgrades, but just getting off the ground, terrible. The way the hook works of like, as soon as you can grapple onto a thing, he immediately starts climbing. Like, you can jump off of it, but you cannot say, oh, I want to wait at the edge here and then climb up so I can dodge this snake. Even those simple timing things just feel fucking bad. And so it's a shame because I think there is something here, but it is the thing I'll say is like, this kind of falls into that bucket of like there's certainly ambition here, but every part of it feels terrible. And so playing through it, like engaging with this thing, it is like pulling teeth every step of the way, like there's no aspect of this from a gameplay perspective that feels good. And so you're left with this map and you go, wow, this is a really large map. And then you start to see the repetition from level to level. And then everything from walking to jumping to gliding to like all of that stuff feels fucking terrible. And so you're kind of left with a thing that you're just like, well, if why wouldn't I just go play, in these modern times, you engage with something like this and you're just like, look, man, if I wanted to play something like this that was like good, La Mulana's right there. But, like, I wonder if probably not, right? I mean, there are enough other games that kind of fit a similar template that La Mulana probably was not directly inspired by Stanley, the search for Dr. Livingston. But there's, there's some weird kinship there, I suppose. Unfortunately, it makes for a pretty dismal video game. And so we're left with something. Where does this even go? It's no Metroid. The Adventures of Lolo is a better game. Shadow of the Ninja is better. Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego is a better game. You would be better served with a copy of Fist of the North Star. It's no Gremlins 2, the new batch. But like we're kind of getting there. I don't know. What I was getting at talking about ambition is, we often come back to a couple of games on this list when we talk about ambitious games that suck. And that is Dick Tracy and Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Those are terrible video games, but they do things that you look at and go, there's something here. This is an interesting balance because I think the things that are here are like the scope things about it are more intriguing than Dick Tracy's, but I think the game itself is worse, and so it's a weird. These are weird comps for this. Top to bottom, man. But this is worse than Hudson's Adventure Island. This is worse than the Fantastic Adventures of Dizzy. This is worse than Captain America and the Avengers. It's worse than Ikari Warriors 2 Victory Road. But like it's better than Platoon. I guess the actual next question is it better than Home Alone? I don't think it is. Let's think this through a little bit. It just runs so fucking poorly. Like that's even just that little bit of it on the technical end would make it so much more playable. It's a larger size and scope than Home Alone, but Home Alone has its own ambition for sure. It's no Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. This is worse than Home Alone. This is our new number 312. Stanley, The Search for Dr. Livingston. Is there an exclamation point in there somewhere? No. Be a lot cooler if there was. Dude, what the fuck? What the fuck? If they had put Stanley the Bugman in this and he could just spray those bugs, well, that would be a much better game. And there you have it. Number 312. Stanley, The Search for Dr. Livingston. I'm happy to have played it. It's a very weird... It's a very weird mix and collection of things. Like it is intriguing. Like I'm left thinking like, man, I should probably watch I don't think I want to play any more of this just because it feels so fucking bad. But this is probably a speed run I should watch. You know, I'm kind of curious about all of those different aspects of the game. To see what it does with it. What it do though? You know what I mean? All right. Next up from National Shoes 78. The year. This thing. Oh boy. I remember seeing magazine ads for this thing all day long. It felt like it was everywhere. I don't know that I played it back when it was current. But this is a little game called Freedom Force. No. That helicopter got smoked. This is like, there's a lot of work that went into this, but every frame of this is completely ugly. Classified security clearance needed. Aim and fire to start game. That's right. It's a light gun game. We're going to play as Rad Rex. Function, Terminator / combat, hijack in progress, bagmen are holding mini... Okay, fuck reading. Like, we're gonna put text on the screen, but we're not gonna let you read it. Oh. Shot a hostage. It's fine. You know, that's the cost of freedom. Just look at Rad Rex's stats one more time before we move on. So nothing too fancy here. You know, in the lower right, you'll occasionally see like a flashing power up in that little square, which is like a weird way to do it. And or something like that time it said harder, and I went down and tried to shoot harder, and then you know more guys came out. But the time you have to actually get down there and shoot it is sort of weird. Also, these scenes are, in general, code breakers. What? Okay. Finally, Hangman, but for light guns. Do I have to pick one from each? I mean, probably not, right? Thing. Oh, okay, so it's like... So I can only shoot the letters when they're up, when they're lit, but even then, they aren't all right. This is a fucking insane... This is a lunatic's fucking idea of, like, let's play Hangman. Meanwhile, you got RST all on the same line over here. I did it. It was Bullet. This font sucks. I just shot a guy. Did I run out of health, maybe? Manic Jackson. Oops. Well, I tried to shoot that hostage and it didn't register, so we win, I guess. So that time I shot the ammo down there to get more ammo. Oops. Well, that time I got the guy. Ugh, trying to get this health. It's like, here, it's going to flash here twice. And it's never, like, anywhere near where you're aiming. And so, like, even with a light gun, like, getting down to the lower right of the screen in time to take advantage of these potential power-ups is fucking ridiculous. I wanted that grenade launcher. Oops. Code breakers. Five errors, fuck you. Yeah, I guess I'm just getting to this level with no health. It's like they sat down and said, you know, Operation Wolf, it's cool, man. You shoot dudes, and then it scrolls, and you keep shooting dudes, and there's more dudes to shoot, and it's cool. And then they made, like, a fucking terrible version of that. Good luck, Rad Rex. Ah, damn it. Well, there was a guy behind the guy there. Like, what do I got a 44 mag. But, like, all these guys die in one hit, so who cares? Oops. Let's turn up the difficulty because it goes so well. I'm already doing great. Yeah. Here's a picture of a lady for you, just to remind you of what we've lost. Good luck, Rad Rex. The very limited time you have to get the power-ups is actually probably this game's, like, worst quality. I think with, you know, being slightly friendlier on that part would probably go a long way. This week on Code Breakers. And then you get here and they really just start chewing through your health. Even if you get there with none left. Yeah, you know, it really makes you long for I mean, it's a simple game, but it's designed very effectively. It really, I think it puts into stark relief, like, just how good Operation Wolf is. One pip of health left. How do you think this is gonna go? Went good. I missed that grenade and we lost it. It's no good. Freedom Force. It's no good. I feel like this was a game that just got advertised over and over. Like some of these early-ish Sunsoft games. What year was this? I guess we don't get to see if we hit the start button. It's got to be like 88, 89 or something, right? '88, yeah. 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 It's ha 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 ha. There you go. I like that screen though. I like the idea of classified. You need to aim and shoot to proceed. It's like a funny little bit there. But you know, when Operation Wolf hit arcades, it was a very big deal. And over time, I just kind of lost interest in it, you know? I played a lot of the Commodore 64 version of Operation Wolf, man. Not a great time. And in the wake of that, you saw games that, you know, were definitely like derivative of Operation Wolf. Some of them weren't even light gun games, you know. But this feels like a game that, when did Operation Wolf hit arcades? 87. So yeah, July 87, and then Freedom Force was just kind of sometime in 88. Announced in January of 88. So yeah, I mean, Operation Wolf, I think, cast a really long shadow, but like I said, as someone who maybe soured on the idea of Operation Wolf over the years, playing a game like Freedom Force and seeing some of the stuff that came afterwards really makes you appreciate the balance they maintain in Operation Wolf between the action and the recovery items, and just how they balance that game in general. Because obviously, you know, it's an arcade game, so it's a different technical spec, right? But they can put enemies on screen in different places, make them bigger, make them smaller. You know, they have a wider variety to show you. The levels themselves are significantly longer. And they put a good deal of health on them. They also put them in the world, not down in the corner like an insane person. Putting it down in the corner like that is like, remember Carnival, the Sega arcade game, where it's just like you're shooting ducks and ducks are stealing your bullets and there's weird bonuses and everything? Like, that's a game that put its power-ups in weird places too, and it had this weird feeling of like the menu was in the game at the same time, and it's just a weird, it kind of reminds me of that in a really strange way. All that is neither here nor there. At the end of the day, I think that this is a pretty terrible light gun game. I like the idea. Okay. It's a light gun game. You can aim anywhere on the screen you want. But for their version of Hangman, they decided, no, we need to put a timer on it and make it so you can only shoot the lit row of letters when they're lit. Also, we're going to put 3 of the highest frequency letters on the letter frequency table, R, S, and T, on the same column. And you can only make 5 mistakes. So if you want to hit the letters in the, order that is supposed to give you the best chance of finding letters, Wheel of Fortune style, you got to wait and wait and wait and wait. It's such a dumb way to do that. Like, it's such a dumb way to do that. But like the action itself is really flat. I don't know. Some more opportunities to, like, they should have made it so like, hey, if you do well at the Hangman thing, you get, a life bonus or something, and done a little bit better with recovery. If they had put some of the power-ups in world also and not had them just like, this is going to appear for less than a second, then go away. I hope you aimed the gun in the corner and shot it. Also, it's the same gun you already have. So congratulations. Like, it's some really weird choices about how they kind of handle the power-ups in general. I do like the idea of like, hey, sometimes it's going to say harder down there and you can shoot it to make the game harder. I think that's kind of interesting. It doesn't really seem like there's a meaningful points different. Well, I don't know. It doesn't really seem like points matter much at all in the grand. I mean, unless you want the high score. And so choosing harder to give you more enemies faster, maybe is a better way to achieve that. But it just feels like there should be a little bit more reward to the risk. And if they had done power-ups in a different way, then opting into a more difficult version of the level might have a more interesting payoff, or any payoff whatsoever, really, would have been nice. Hey, you completed the harder sequence, we're going to give you plus 4 health. Just something. So I think that's, I don't know. Like, there's obviously other games have done that where it's like, hey, do you want to take on some additional risk here? Something like a, like Bastion or something, like, hey, you're choosing, choosing things that will make your runs harder, but you're going to get 20% more of this for doing it. And, if you stack up these penalties, then you'll get more points in stage. And, like there's plenty of things have done that and done it in a balanced or, an interesting way where you feel like you're getting something for it. Here, it just feels like a thrown in thing. This game doesn't feel very well thought out at all. Again, it feels like something that they knocked out because Operation Wolf was a really popular arcade game. And, there weren't that many light gun games out there. They just didn't make that many light gun games for the NES in general. And so part of that is, over time, it probably became less attractive to do so because when the NES really exploded, they started selling more configurations of it that just didn't come with a light gun. And I'm sure that more people opted for that. Obviously, the early days of the NES were like the early days of the Xbox One. You're getting a Kinect whether you want it or not. You want Rob the fucking Robot? No, too fucking bad, because that's all we have in stock. You're not getting the action set, motherfucker. You're getting the deluxe set, and you like it. And so as a result, early days, a lot more people had light guns. and then they became something that maybe you would add on separately if you bought this version of the console and stuff. And so I bet that the install base for the Zapper is extremely front loaded in the history of the NES. And as time went on, especially when they recolored it and made it shitty, you don't have a gray Zapper. What are you even doing? And so, there was this underserved audience that had this pack-in light gun. And so I could see the appeal of going, we should make a light gun game because people have these guns and they haven't gotten a game in like a year and a half. So we should put one out. And I can't imagine that worked. I can't imagine that did well for them, because otherwise a game like Freedom Force might have been more interesting and more known than you might think. I don't know. The Zapper is a quality light gun, when it's in gray. I think when they made it all orange, they made it super ugly. They ruined the aesthetics of the console, right? And the laws changed, right? I mean, they had to, but like the gray of the NES was, like it was that was their aesthetic. And so when they changed the color of the Zapper, it was really weird. Just like, this feels like it doesn't fit at all. Freedom Force is a bad game. It's a weird one because like technically there's more going on in Freedom Force than there is in something like Duck Hunt or Hogan's Alley, but I think there's a purity that those games achieve that make them better games overall. Though we'll have to look at the list and kind of, run through the thought process, but ultimately, Hogan's Alley is at 248. Where's Duck Hunt? Yeah, 252. I got it right there. Maybe this is a place to start. Freedom Force is worse than Captain Skyhawk. Yeah, it's worse than Hogan's Alley. It's worse than Duck Hunt because it like Freedom Force is worse than Yo Noid. You would be better served with a copy of Yo Noid. You would certainly be better off with a copy of Gumshoe. Number 1 in our hearts for best light gun game on the platform, Gumshoe. But when the science speaks, it speaks loud. And so we see Gumshoe down here, and every time I see it down here, I feel a little sad. I feel a little sad because I love you, Gumshoe. I love you, Gumshoe. But alas. This game is worse than Gumshoe. Freedom Force is worse than Renegade. But like it's in here for sure. Like it's It's worse than Turtles. It's worse than Bram Stoker's Dracula. It's worse than Victory Road. It's better than Stanley, The Search for Dr. Livingston. I didn't expect to end up in this neighborhood again, but here we are. It is worse than Godzilla Monster of Monsters. It is worse than B-52. It is worse than Ghoul School. Well, shit, man. It is worse than Home Alone, but it is not as bad as Stanley, The Search for Dr. Livingston. It's better than Platoon. Let's think about this down here just to sanity check this a little bit. It's better than The Jungle Book. Addams Family, it's better than that, but it does lack a certain number of bone rooms. Magic Johnson's Fast Break's a better game. Yeah, Magic Johnson's Fast Break's a better game. Magic Johnson's Fast Break is a better game. So where does that put us? It's better than that shitty version of Wheel of Fortune. That's our new number 315. Freedom Force. Freedom Force. Man. Okay. And there you have it. Real weird batch of games. Real weird batch of games this week. I think there's going to be a lot of weeks of weird games ahead, because like the other games that I had that I have pulled are also games that, you know, in some of these cases, like I don't remember what these games are. So for next time, starting the list here, we have Worm, Journey to the Center of the Earth, which Davis wanted to see. And we have something called The Mutant Virus, Crisis in a Computer World, which Chili Bus and Shiny have ganged up on me to inflict upon us here. So we're getting into this interesting, you know, like obviously there are a lot of games left, right? There are how many? I think I can. No, I can't get an actual number, but there are hundreds of games left to play. And there's a lot on here that, you know, there's a lot on here that I've heard of and am very familiar with, like The Adventure of Link, for example. But there's just this increasing number of like early 90s NES games that I have never, you know, like, okay, here's an example. Imagineering apparently developed a game based on Ren and Stimpy called The Ren and Stimpy Show Buckaroos. And the S in Buckaroos is a $. And that came out in 1993. You know, there's that Golgo 13 sequel. There's the Hunt for Red October, which I played Super Hunt for Red October on the SNES. I don't know if they called it that when it came out. I have a pre-release copy, an EEPROM of Super Hunt for Red October that typewritten on the thing. It says Super Hunt for Red October, but I don't think they called it that when it actually shipped. There's a game based on The Punisher that LJN published. Man. Oh God, The Incredible Crash Dummies from 94. So there's like stuff that like I'm familiar with but have never played. There's games that are still all over the place, but like my point is like we're getting into this territory here where there's just a lot of stuff, man, that I don't know too much about, and that's really exciting. A lot of these games are terrible. Like there's a reason that they came out so late, and there's a reason that some of them are fucking awful. But you know, there's Rad Racer 2, there's Snake's Revenge, which I don't think I've played more than like 90 seconds of Snake's Revenge before going, what the fuck am I doing? And then closing it. there's a lot, man. And so I'm excited to get onto a lot of it. There's Gotcha, the sport. There's North and South. There's, you know, there's a zillion. There's Digger T Rock, Legend of the Lost City. They made a game based on Darkman. These people had no shame. True Monsters. true monsters. So yeah, we'll get to that next week. Thanks everybody for watching. And again, if you want to add some of these hellish games to the list, now's the time. Head on over to patreon.com/Jeff Gerstmann for more details on how you can sign up. You can also go to dopeassvideogames.com. That'll get you there. And until then, I will see you Tuesday for the podcast. And of course, we'll be back on Friday with another batch of heat. Maybe Danny Sullivan's Indie Heat. Who knows? See you then.